Prefer That to Film. Today, we're talking about Game of Thrones, doing a little review on episodes 6 till 10. Here with me is Todd James.
Hello.
And I'm James Forbes.
Hello, James Forbes.
I'll put a link here. We talked about episodes 1 to 5. It was a bit difficult to remember, not going to lie.
Yeah, it's been a solid 3 months since we saw some of these episodes.
But these are a lot more recent and
a lot more climactic.
Yeah, totally. I think it was a weird season. As an overall view of the season, episodes got better.
Oh, yeah.
There was a high point in episode 5, which we discussed, the door episode, and then each episode just really built the momentum. So episode 6, Blood of My Blood. This is where we have Bran's visions. I believe that starts the episode.
Yeah. I mistakenly thought it was number 5, but this is where he sees everything.
Yeah.
We later find out he's seen some of the future.
Yeah.
He's seen Jaime killing the Mad King.
Which is a great scene.
Yeah.
Which, there's a theory out there that perhaps that vision of him sitting on the throne isn't of the past.
What?
Because apparently, I'd have to look at the imagery. I'll probably put a picture up. You can see his golden hand, and obviously that's the big distinction between past and present. Jaime Lannister.
What?
So they've kind of tricked
Oh my God.
us.
Maybe what's it? Is it Aerys Targaryen?
Yeah,
Is he the Mad King?
I believe so.
Maybe he is the Night's King.
No,
Why not?
because the Night's King's thousands of years old.
How do we know?
And we saw how we didn't even talk about that in the last episode. We talked about it now about how the Night's King was created.
Oh my God, that was a great moment.
Yeah,
That
Why
was
did we brush over that?
Christ! Yeah, that moment, and then you see him looking at the children of the forest, who we thought were these like innocent,
Bystanders,
one of the earliest species.
Our planet's being ruined
Yeah.
by all of this war. Oh no, you created this war.
And then they made the White Walkers like a biological weapon to fight off man.
Yeah.
They did their job too well.
Who did their job too well? Yeah.
Yeah.
What with the White Walkers? I know we're going to tangent here, but I love it. With the White Walkers, what wasn't explained is why, if that happened so long ago, and then they had this war, apparently a war for the dawn, and they had this pact. Like Leaf, the character, she knows what's going on. Why did no one ask her? Why have they come back? What did we do to upset them?
They haven't been gone. They just haven't been in contact with man.
Yeah, they haven't been in contact with man, but why are they now a big deal?
Maybe they know that this is the long night.
Maybe because winter is coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, yep, this is our time.
Or isn't it that when they move, they bring...
Do they bring winter?
I think there's an element. I think winter happens.
Egg or chicken.
But if they're there, it's just worse than usual.
Yeah. Or perhaps this whole time, they've been waiting for winter.
Yeah.
And then they come down and...
waiting for their army to be strong enough. But because winter only comes once every
1,000 years.
decade. Well, not 1,000, but...
no, it's a long time. It's their rotation's really slow. That's why
but
they say this has been the longest summer there's ever been.
but there's an episode where Tyrion discusses how many winters he's been. He says 6 or something like that. So it's not that long.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I always thought
I thought it was in like decade-long cycles or something. Anyway, they've been waiting for their forces to be strong enough, and they were like, "Oh, another 10 years until the winter we need."
Yeah. And then maybe now they've been like, "Yep, we've got the army and it's winter." I think that marks kill o'clock.
Death o'clock.
Death o'clock. What else happened in this episode other than the flashbacks? Which really, for me, when that came out, I was like, replay.
Yeah. Pause. We got cold hands, or potentially cold hands.
Not cold hands.
Not cold hands.
R.R. Martin has said, because I put a picture up, but there's, when the showrunners, they have notes from the book trying to send it into the TV series, and they say, "Is this Benjen Stark?" And he's like, "No, it's not."
Good, right? But yeah, we got Benjen back, which has been something.
Back.
It's been hinted at many. Do you remember the time Benjen came back and he was a cross that said traitor on it?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "That's not Benjen."
Yeah, I was so upset. I've said before when they had previously on Game of Thrones, Benjen, I'm going beyond the wall, and then they say he's back. I'm like, oh, that's great. Yeah, we're gonna learn so much. No, Benjen's back, and he's this kind of weird zombie, half man.
Yeah.
Half cold, half alive. Like, quite cool. And there is we'll talk about it in more depth. Or we'll talk about it in depth now. There is some there is some rumors as well. How do we know he's fighting for the living?
We don't. We just don't, James.
How do we know this whole I was a zombie but it didn't fully take me over? Why is that able to happen? Why did the three-eyed raven, who apparently saved him, never tell Bran? You know what I mean? I think it would come up. It's like, Stark, right?
I know that name from what is it? Infinite Knowledge, and I can't remember where that name's from.
Wouldn't he have told him? And then that kind of puts into array, like, perhaps Benjen, just because he's a Stark, we think he's a good guy. Perhaps he isn't, and perhaps the only reason he's helping Bran to get beyond the wall is for what I want to see happen, for that wall to come down.
Mm-hmm. It's happening, man.
That wall is coming down.
It's happening.
It is coming down.
Point, yeah.
I believe end of next season the wall will be down.
You think, by the end, I don't think it's going to be the last episode.
I think it'll be the last episode. And that's how they end it. Literally, they're at the wall, and the new
Night's King.
No, not Night's King. The commander of the Watch.
Oh right, Lord Commander.
Ed, I want to say his name is
the guy with the long hair and the big forehead.
Yeah. I think someone's gonna come up to us like, "You've done a really good job here. There's been no deaths."
And now my watch has. Oh no! Like...
That's how I see it happening. Just him, just like, ruin this. Because I think just the dramatic stakes of that.
Yeah.
And hopefully Bran's the one who causes it. Just because he causes all
well, he's at the wall
things.
now, more or less, isn't he? He's at the weird wall, just beyond the wall.
Some people are worried, he's marked, isn't he? By the Night's King.
So if he can pass through.
If he can see where he is because of the marking. I mean,
the White Walkers and the Whites, I want to say, they couldn't get into the place where
the Three-Eyed Raven
because of magic. There's a line in this season
because magic,
where someone says the wall isn't just built of ice; it's
that's what
foundations are made with magic.
Yeah, that's what Benjen Stark says to
Bran.
Yeah,
that's the exact same magic that stopped them getting into.
So he might get beyond the wall and be like, "Oh, I forgot about this. I was just told.
If only I wore short sleeves."
I don't know. But then I'm like, well, he's also the Three-Eyed Raven, so can't he just like magic it off? I don't really understand.
Right.
What new abilities he has. And there's all this whole Three-Eyed Raven. I'm like, how has Ned Stark given birth to these kids? Well, he hasn't given birth. How did Catelyn Stark give birth to one child who is the Three-Eyed Raven, one child who is no one, as in Arya Stark, and then the rest? But you know what I mean? I'm like, so you've got two children who are so close to magic. Or maybe it's just because of they stem from the First Men, the Stark family, as opposed to the Andals. And perhaps the First Men naturally have more magic. I don't know. Because you do have people who can warg who aren't particularly
like Mackenzie
special.
Crook. Mackenzie Crook, is that his name?
I believe so, yeah. So you can have people who can warg anyway and they're not. Yeah. But anyway, what else happened in that episode? Gilly meets Sam's family. I thought that was triumphant.
Yeah.
That was real, I was like, this is an American show. This is completely British humour.
Yeah. Yeah. And he puts her in the dress and she's like, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable." You're like,
yeah. And just the real awkward silences. What's his name? I want to say Randall. But probably
Randall Tarly is dad.
Randall Tarly. From him just being completely disappointed in his son constantly.
Yeah.
And then finding out Gilly is a wildling.
Yeah, and then her being like, he killed a White Walker and all these cool things. Then he's like, well, he's still a fat little boy, basically. And you're like, oh. Is this the same one where he steals the sword as well?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. Because he's
that was right
supposedly going to learn how to fight off the White Walkers. And they'll be like, oh, the ultimate weapon's in my hands.
It's a bit weird, like, from what I've read and listened to, that at the Citadel, in order to become a Maester, it takes years.
Yeah, decades.
Years. And I wonder what's he going to do. It's just going to be like, where's the White Walker section?
Yeah.
Go to it, read one book. Like, I know exactly what to do.
Like, where does that fall in the Dewey system? I know of like how to classify it. Like, is it under W or is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, what is he just going to get one book, read it? Great, see ya.
That's all I needed. Thanks,
that's
guys.
all I needed.
Yeah.
I don't really. And as well, would he be allowed to leave? Isn't it like a? The impression we get is they're quite strict.
Yeah.
But...
Well, you can go back, obviously, because Maester, the Targaryen Maester.
Aemon.
Yeah, that's it. He went back to the Wall.
Yeah.
And you obviously got a guy because Oberyn was a Maester. He studied at the Citadel.
Oh.
He had like a bunch of the links that you get when you learn stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go back, and he was only in his
Leia.
40s. Yeah. And
Wow, what a life!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is it? What a great character.
Oh.
Face crushed.
Uh,
What else?
Arya makes a difficult choice. This was with the actors who were replay. We didn't talk about it last time, but I want to talk about it now.
Sure.
Loved it. It was such a great tool with the whole stage performance of everything that's happened almost so far, especially the events of season 1. It was such a great tool to show what the public opinion was of it all.
Yeah.
Because we don't without like doing a random section where they're interviewing random people.
Yeah.
There was no better way to show, oh yeah, the starts of the bad guys in this.
And to show that's how news travels.
Yeah.
And to be like, for the public perception to have been like, oh, Joffrey was the good guy.
Yeah.
And even things like, and to see that was such a big deal, and then you get over to Essos and no one cared. Like, it's a funny stage play to them.
Yeah.
Like the battle of the 7 Kings or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was just
That was just a joke to them.
And it was something to laugh at and
Yeah.
a bit of high drama, a bit like how we look back at history.
Yeah, and we're like, that Napoleon, eh? What a character.
Yeah. And then as well, we had another really strong episode this, jeez. With the Lannisters and the Tyrells marching up against the High Sparrow.
This was all the same episode.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and that reveal though,
Yeah.
when you're like, we could see, I'd seen the preview after episode 5, and I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be a showdown. There's going to be a showdown and a half. I love, who's the main guy of the Tyrells, the Father Tyrell.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
From High Garden, and him singing all the time in previous episodes.
Yeah,
and
just
now,
being like a bumbling fool, basically.
and then in this one, he's on his horse, but you notice someone has
Looking-
to hold the horse for him. And he's doing a speech, and all the soldiers are like, oh my god.
And then
He's our
Jamie
leader.
turns up. There's a bit where Jamie rides a horse up some stairs, and I was like, Jamie Lannister! Like, as a straight male,
Vapors.
I am aroused. Like, that was like a proper moment.
Yeah.
And then the bit where Marjorie is about to do her walk of shame, and you're like, even though it's Natalie Dormer naked, I don't want to see this. Well. And then Tommen walks out, and you're like, this is even worse.
Yeah,
This is an even worse outcome.
Brilliant. And I love the grandmother, Tyrell, Olenna. She was just like, we've lost. She knew it.
She was
the
the only one who
second.
clocked it straight away, like, oh, well.
Everyone else is like, so what do we do?
Yeah.
We can't go against the king.
Yeah,
but
she knew
she was
straight away.
straight away. We've lost. He's won. Let's do another plan. Let's leave. Really good episode that. And
That was.
played into, we haven't mentioned before about Marjorie's kind of descent into being religious, kind of fake
But
descent.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of turned out that she, in the last episode, she kind of says, oh, you said that you would leave my brother alone. He would live. And he's like, yeah, in time. And I feel like she sold the king she sold the crown to the religion to save her brother.
She thought her plan was going to work, but the High Sparrow had it he knew what was happening. Like, he basically knew what he was doing.
And he got what he wanted, but both of them, because they were battling with each other almost, ignored Cersei, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yes,
the next
we
episode,
will.
episode 7, The Broken Man.
So this was the triumphant return of possibly my favourite character, the Hound.
Oh, yes!
Right?
Yeah! Oh my god, was that long? Oh, wow, yeah.
I think this is the one.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting, and he even got his little bit before the titles, which has only ever happened once before in Game of Thrones, I think, which is when they melted down Ned's sword into the 2 swords.
Yeah. The Oathkeeper and Widow's Bane.
Wow, good knowledge. Yeah, loved it. Loved him coming back. I was happy.
Yeah,
That's that.
yeah, yeah.
He's back killing people. That's all I need.
Well, the killing happened in the following episode. After that, it was
True.
people being killed in this one, and him being a bit like. It was interesting to see where is his place in the world. I know some of the book readers may be a bit upset because it's never confirmed, but it's highly suggested that he goes off to live in this kind of very quaint little place, very quiet place, away from it all, and that he actually did survive getting stabbed by Arya and just lives out happily away from all of the violence that he's had to live his whole life. And now we've kind of thrown it back in because we're like, how?
Click all the like memes and everything the next day about
Click
hype.
Game, yeah.
The
hype train was
one
high.
the first one was Ian McShane saying, "What kept you alive?" and then him going, "Hype." That's how I feel about the Hound.
Yeah. We all wanted to see that. Yeah. Oh dear. It was good. It was good. I liked him just being like so strong still. You knew straight away. Everyone, they had like five people carry a log, and there's just one man carrying one log. Yeah. And then they were saying like when he was using the axe, it was like, whoa,
yeah,
like jeez,
yeah.
And we love the Hound. We love his attitude, how he sees. He just has this totally different view of the world, and he understands the brutality of it because he's just lived in it so long. We also had in the Broken Man. We also had Jaime arriving at Riverrun.
Yeah, and that was an interesting story.
I believe this was the scene we had with Jaime. Well, we had Jaime and
Bronn.
Jaime and Bronn were together. Yeah, had they just arrived? But I believe they talked to the Tully, the son Tully. Edmure Tully. They had spoken to him, and I loved the parallels of how they both are brothers. They both love their sisters, one more than the other. And how they both had this relationship with Catelyn, and they understood her. And these two people who haven't seen each other maybe at all, definitely haven't seen each other in this whole show. I don't think. Maybe once when he got captured. Yeah. But how their relationship, how similar these two are, and they're both trapped. He was, although Edmure was one physically in chains. Perhaps Jaime is as well.
Mentally in chains. Is this the one or is this next episode when Brienne turns up there? I think that was the next one.
We'll talk about it anyway, but Brienne shows up and they're like...
Either in this one or the next one.
Yeah, and then she sees him and she's just like, sploosh.
I like the scene when there's a bit when Bronn is talking to Pod, and I won't quote it exactly. But he's like, "You think they're doing it in there?"
Yeah.
And that was like thinking that.
That's what all of us have been thinking. We're like, can they just get it on with? Because Jaime, as well, it's just kind of weird. Like Jaime never really talks about any women other than Cersei. He's like so faithful to her. He's this great. Really handsome guy, he's head of the Lannister family, and he can have any woman he wants, and he just doesn't. It's not like he is in love with Cersei and it's like, but that's love, and this is sex, and I'm going to sleep around.
True devotion.
He's completely
devoted to Which may or may not be tested next season.
Oh, no. Olenna Tyrell plans to leave King's Landing. That was a great scene with Olenna saying... Yeah. The only joy I've had out of all of this is seeing how miserable you, Cersei, are. I was like, damn! Yes!
Good. Even if she's going down, she's swinging.
And I believe as well, this was the episode Jon and Sansa meet, who became a lot of people's favourite character.
Oh, my favourite newcomer.
Lyanna Mormont.
Oh, man. She's
great.
Wow. I love her face. It's like this proper little rough little face. Like, I'm going to get you.
I'm gonna get you.
You know what? She's just got this look where she's like, okay.
Yeah, you're totally right. She was great. And I love
to go to Bear Island.
Yeah, and then I love that whole scene. It just kind of sums up the whole Stark movement of we've put in all of this effort, and what have we got? What was it, like 50 men or whatever?
62 men. Like they have the name, they have the ancestry, they have all these families sworn to them. That's the best they can do.
Yeah, in their time of need.
Yeah.
Great scene with that. Great chance to show the Onion Knight again, proving why he's in the show. You know, he is phenomenal in this.
Every year, my favourite is Ian Glenn, aka Jorah Mormont. He was barely in this season, and that meant that I've forgotten the actor's name who plays Sir Davos. Him.
Ian McKellen? No.
It's definitely not. Why is it? No. Anyway, he completely stood out this season as just being above and beyond.
Yeah.
Like
he's so good.
All the actors mostly pull their weight, but he
goes beyond it. He really does. And as well, I feel like it's not even just that it's the perfect coupling of character to actor. I think it's just that he's just a great actor, and he's managed to pull this off. And if they'd given him if they'd made him Stannis, you know what I mean? I feel like he would have done as well of a job. And he's just, he just wipes the floor with some of the other actors, especially ones. I'm targeting towards perhaps Sansa Stark, which gets overshadowed a lot by it. Great sequence where we're saying, you know, there's the bigger war that's coming.
Yeah.
And
that she's smart enough to clock it as well. And that it used to be like a rumour, a mystery kind of thing, and now it's kind of creeping its way into consciousness. That is actually, maybe we should start thinking about this.
Theon and Yara plan a destination. So we've missed all of the Greyjoy stuff.
Earlier in our previous video,
we didn't talk about it once.
I said how it's been the most interesting season for the Greyjoys, and then we did mention them again.
Yeah.
It has been the most interesting by far.
Yeah. I know some of the book readers would be disappointed with it. They're disappointed with Theon, Euron Greyjoy.
I didn't think he was that good, the actor playing him. He was a bit...
I felt like there was a lot of build-up to him appearing.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of said
he
was
going
to
build some ships.
That was it. Yeah.
So
I'm going to sleep with Dany if you build loads of ships. And I was just like, what? I don't know why the people were like, why are we building you ships for you to sleep with her?
Yeah.
But whatever. It was. I believe in the books. He's got his whole entourage as well, and he's got a bunch of people who can't talk, and he's dressed really extravagantly, and he's got this horn, a dragon horn, I believe, which if you blow out of it, you can control dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that didn't get brought up.
No. So then when he goes to see Dany, the idea being he would just take the dragons from her and marry her and take her army.
But yeah, that story. What was the part of this?
When
they it's just made their story actually interesting, because I'm curious to see what happens with Euron, even if I'm not a big fan of the guy who's playing him. But I'm also where it went with Theon and Yara. And the fact that she is now becoming a pretty big character.
Yeah, Yara's
it's
overtaken Theon.
Yeah, that's all been good this year. I'm happy with it.
It has. And Arya, this might have been I think she gets stabbed in this one, and then she's on the run in the next one.
Oh yeah,
she gets stabbed, and then she meets up with the theatre woman that she didn't kill.
He gives her milk at Poppy.
And then the sequence of her dying, like her body got split between a table. It was like there was a footstool and her back was smashed along it.
Yeah.
That was.
But wouldn't you, if you're one of the faceless men, or women, who is trained, if you're the waif, and all you want to do is kill
Arya,
would you do like the loudest possible murder to have her have time to be like, what the hell is going on outside? You probably wouldn't.
I know a lot of people are upset with this whole. You know, I was very upset last season with the whole Arya storyline. Anyway, hated it.
Yeah.
Then when we have come back to it and nothing's really improved,
she's just sitting there with a bowl, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And then that they fight, and I think there's just some contradictions. As the whole idea of the waif is really set on killing Arya from beginning to end. She hates Arya when they're not supposed to have any emotion. They're supposed to be just neutral on everything and just do as they're told, basically. Then the fact as well that you get Arya suddenly just completely changed in character. She says she's going to leave the whole no one camp. She's going to go back to Westeros. She gets her sword, and then she's walking around lily-dilly Like, oh, I could do whatever I want, and just suddenly all confident when she's just left a group of trained assassins, like the best assassins in the world, who may have brought on the Doom of Valeria kind of assassins, and she's just walking around and then pays for a ship and then gets stabbed. And it's like, what? Listens to an old woman. Why would anyone talk to you? As soon as anyone talks to you, you're like, that's probably a faceless person.
Hold on, you can have any face possible. It's probably you to go. Yeah.
And as well, why did the waif even talk to her? She was looking out into the distance.
It's like,
she just
you
got
want
behind
a candy apple? I think she just wanted to prove she was better than her as well.
Yeah.
She wanted to prove it to
Oh,
Jaqen.
She's just stabbed in the back of the head while she's looking at the Bravos Knight standing at front. But and I know as well, some other people annoyed, myself included, about how she got stabbed several times in the belly. And we've seen people be stabbed in the belly and die. But for Arya, she's got that plot armour that has protected her.
True.
And she not only gets stabbed in the belly, falls into a river, swims to the other side, gets a bit of poppy, and it's just fine.
But also,
oh yeah,
if you're the waif, you probably know dead bodies float.
So why would you give up?
You'd be like, it hasn't come up, probably sunk.
Yeah, it must be all that lead we've been feeding her. I don't know. Moving on. Next episode, No One. This is episode 8. Oh! We remember these.
Yeah, clearly.
Brienne arrives at Riverrun. Oh, we've already spoken about that.
We got well ahead of ourselves.
Arya seeks shelter. Well, we've already spoken about that as well.
True.
I do like the fact, after all of it though, it was just, we made her blind so that she could win a fight in the dark with the waif.
Well, the waif brought a stick to a sword fight.
Yeah.
It's her own fault.
Yeah. And didn't kill her. She got her, had her, stabbed the belly. I guess if I did that, I'd think that would kill them. So maybe I can't.
Body must have sunk.
Yeah.
Right. What else?
Jamie meets with Edmund Tully. Oh, we've spoken about that already.
Jeez, we got ahead of ourselves.
Cersei challenges the faith. Great scene with Sandor Clegane.
Oh yeah, when he just
rips the guy's head clean. Something we haven't mentioned, I believe, happened this season with some guy saying stories about how he slept with Cersei.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh well, no, when she was doing her walk of shame, and
Yeah.
how she saw him and she was
Yeah.
like interested in the most embarrassing day of her life.
And then the
including-
mountain just pushed his head into a wall.
Yeah, love it, great. And then again, showing how strong he was. I'm a bit upset. I just want more scenes with the mountain ripping people apart.
Just like a montage of him walking through King's Landing, just tearing
killing those
limbs off.
people.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Clegane, Sandor Clegane, can ever be stopped.
Yeah.
Tyrion faces the consequences of earlier decisions.
This is when the army turn up at Marine.
Ah, right.
That was great because this was the first. I guess you could argue hard home, but this is a truly like epic battle. The beginning that we started to see in this episode when all those ships turn up and it looked great and I was happy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
but
great.
I kind of, part of me kind of wished that we got Tyrion to solve it by himself without the help of the dragons. But then we wouldn't have got the Battle of Fire, and it would have been even more intimidating. Because I feel like if Tyrion was just a fight, it would have been a slim win. Because he's done a battle like that before, you know, when he commanded what is it, from Dragonstone? When
Yeah, no, I remember.
Battle of Blackwater.
That's it, Blackwater.
So you can see in his face, he's like, oh no. And then you see Daenerys' face being like, what have you done?
I'm away for 5 minutes. Yeah.
And there's this massive war going. But I'm glad they didn't dwell on they didn't have to drag out that she likes Tyrion and that she agrees with him.
Because he was right. He said something along the lines of, this was in the next episode, but he said, the reason they're coming is because we're doing things right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Nice little mel there.
Bit of post there.
Yeah. And then what else happened in the episode? In No One's, Cersei challenges the face, Sandor Clegane hunts for revenge, Tyrion faces consequences. Yeah. I think we've covered that actually.
Well, we spoke a lot about this episode before, but didn't realise.
Alright, we're on to the big two.
Okay.
Battle of the... Oh, am I allowed to say this word? Bastards.
You are allowed, because it means that you were born out of wedlock.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Snap. So, we'll talk about the Battle of... what do they call it? The Battle of Fire, I believe this one's called.
Yeah.
They had the Battle of Fire. I'm probably saying it wrong.
I didn't think we were going to get this.
Yeah.
This level of... There's one episode, I think it was last season, where she is on Drogon and flies away, and it was all right. This was on another level.
With all three
And
out.
I feel like something you always say, or that you have said about the X-Men franchise, is that Charles Xavier always gets Xavier in every film. And I feel like up to this point they've been doing that with Drogon.
Yeah.
AKA they were like, oh, he's so powerful, we'll have him be like a moody teenager.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's stopped being Drogoned and he's like under full control. He's a full grown adult. All three of them are back.
He's not fully grown.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's not. He doubles in size every season, and I love it.
Yeah, they've the writers of it says he's not fully grown. We've seen the size that they can get with
we saw the skull
of one dragon skull, so we can see the size that they can get. The other two will stay smaller because
they spent time in captivity.
Yeah, they're like goldfish. Yeah,
but this also had the great moments of Tyrion talking to those guys. It had Grey Worm getting to do some cheeky
double
beheading.
kill.
They're like one strike, good man.
That was pretty cool.
Mad skills.
Yeah, and then renaming it to Dragon's Bay, but just the sequence of her flying on a dragon, having the other two follow in, and then just burning up all of. Yeah. But we only saw them burn one ship, and I
only did do one.
Yeah, I imagine the rest just were like, nope. well then. See you later.
Well, would you carry on?
No.
If you were there?
I would jump out that ship so quickly.
If you were in a fight with me and I got burnt to death, would you be like, okay, that's fine?
Yeah, you would just surrender immediately. Yeah. And I feel there's a video I'll try to remember to put a link done by Nerdwriter1. He does this really good video explaining why there's no technology in Game of Thrones, and he's kind of suggesting that technology stems from war. And war stems from attack and defense. So when you build something to get through my wall. I build a bigger wall, thicker wall. Yeah. I build multiple
My
walls.
wall technology.
My defense technology gets better, and that keeps forcing technology to improve. Yeah. But if you go from having walls to a dragon, then you just already lose, and you can't, because if you're on the defensive side, you can never get to a technological same point as a dragon will.
It's like rock, paper, scissors. Nothing beats dragon.
Yeah. This whole time, everyone's been doing rock, paper, scissors. And someone brings out a dragon and just ruins it all. So
later, I liked as well. Just before we move on to the bit we both do want to talk about, when the Greyjoys turn up.
Yeah,
Marine. That was a good little scene.
That was a good scene.
And it seemed like it could happen as well. The way it was written. And the way Tyrion was like, curse you, Theon.
Yeah, although I've seen the scene again, and Tyrion was the one giving Theon all of this crap. It was just being really horrible to Theon, and Theon just said stuff back.
Really? Oh.
but I don't know. Maybe Tyrion doesn't remember, or maybe I'm reading it wrong. But it is quite interesting his position of power now. And. Yeah.
So, Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah. Was very good. Moving on. Battle of the Bastards, absolutely fantastic.
The actual fight was one of the best fights I've seen on screen.
Yeah.
Like film or TV.
It cost them loads of money.
Yeah. Oh, did it? Yeah. There's one tracking shot following him for ages, where he's just running around and you see horses running men over, and I was like, "This is."
And then he's got this little and then his active face is like, "Do not ruin this," because there's so many things in motion right now. Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, really good. I love the parallels of some things where you've got Ramsay's deployed this trap and pushing them inwards. And he's stuck in the middle of all these bodies after being trampled for a bit. And he stands up in it. It's very similar to Daenerys in season 2 or whatever. When everyone...
Misa. Yeah.
So that was an interesting parallel. These same people who've gone to death for him. I was a bit a bit brief from the next episode as well. I was a bit upset with when they're saved by Sansa and she's sitting there like the idea being that it was fine for her just to say sorry I didn't tell you when quite a few men died.
Some men,
yeah. Well, a few
like
hundred.
If she'd just been like, if we have the battle at 10:30 instead of 10,
I don't. Yeah, I get it was for the advantage, but I don't see how Jon Snow, knowing that, would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get.
It was just dramatic license.
Yeah.
Like, let's face it.
Yeah. But I don't like the fact that Jon Snow's just been like, it's all right, we got to trust each other. Let's move on. And it's a bit like, no, hundreds of bodies were making walls, like walls of dead bodies were there, and the last giant died. And all of these things happened because you are a bit upset with Jon Snow because he didn't involve you in the planning. And when he did, you said, I know.
What's your idea?
I just would like to be asked.
Yeah.
And then she just said, don't do what he wants you to do. It's like, well, that's the whole bloody point.
Yeah.
And then he still did what he wanted to do anyway.
There's a point as well, and I think some people have misconstrued it, where Tormund is looking and he sees all the guys with the shields, and he like turns around and goes the other way. And I think some people are looking at that as him being like a coward. But right. I think it's him. There's a bit earlier where he says, I've never seen these Boltons fight. And so he looks at that and he's like, quickly, this is a fight we can't win this way. And then he looks at the pile of bodies and he's like, but that's basically rough terrain. Yeah. We can fight there. And he's like, I fancy my chances that way. And they turn around and he's like, that's a better option for the wildlings. Yeah. And I was like, that is a great moment in my head.
Didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Didn't think of it that way, no. I kind of, it's a bit weird. Obviously, I'm not a war general and it would...
What?
Yeah, surprise, and it would be quite shocking for me, who's literally got a laptop and a TV on at the moment, talking to people on the internet to be like, well, if I was there, I would love it if someone commanded the giant to like, if he just ran through the middle. He just
grabbed one sphere and moved it to the left.
Like he could have, if he had just burst a hole through the middle, the rest of them could have swarmed out, killed the rest.
Why didn't he pick up like a tree and use it as a club?
Or a dead body.
Anything.
There was loads of
He didn't have any weapon.
No. Yeah. No, he didn't. And they didn't use... they had the big bow and arrows from before. That would have...
Just that straight at Ramsay.
Yeah. Imagine when Ramsay's like trying to... He's like toying with... He's toying with...
Oh, that would have been a great way to get your revenge.
And he's like, I'm going to kill him now. And then just massive like tree comes at him.
My life has been a mistake.
But yeah, good sequence with Ramsay getting his comeuppance. Shame that a giant had to die in order for it to happen.
Yeah.
Kind of weird that the giant's been shot by all these arrows, and everyone's just like, "You're all right though. You're fine.
Yeah,
we're not going to try and help you."
And
it's just like,
there's a bit where his hand gets shot, and he pulls. When he's like trying to open the doors of Winterfell and he pulls, that made me uncomfortable.
Quite sad, Last Giant.
This episode as well,
until we see the dead giant,
was Sir Davos as well. When he was walking around and he finds the little deer, and you're
no,
heartbreaking.
No. Yeah, that was quite heartbreaking. It was just a little scene, just a little somber moment after all of the war. This was before the war, wasn't it? And the fact that as well, he knew this, yet he still went to war. He knew, it just goes in hand with his character, doesn't it? He knew, let's not talk about this now. Let's fight the war. I might be dead tomorrow anyway. Yeah. Some nice somber moments before the battle with him and Tormund as well, which were quite nice. But seeing Ramsay getting his comeuppance, it was nice. There's a rumour out there that people think that Sansa's pregnant with Ramsay's child.
I don't think so.
Because on multiple, she said, I can feel him inside me. And then he said, there's a little bit of me with me in you.
Yeah.
I think if she was pregnant, they wouldn't have been so heavy-handed about it, weirdly.
Yeah.
I think it is more of that his violence and the way that he is to people is now with her. And she punishes him in a kind of Ramsay-esque
way.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to say.
When did she'll keep the dogs?
Probably. They'll hang about. this kind of is like what I said about Tormund, but I love watching the wildlings fight about how they were looking at. They looked at these shields, the wall of shields, and they weren't afraid to go for it.
Yeah,
They were like ramming them with their shoulders, trying to reach over and stuff, and they were dying. But it shows what kind of people they are. They're like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, and it was a tactical maneuver that the wildlings haven't seen, and we haven't seen in Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah,
a very structured. Normally, it's just been run to each other. Yeah. So good episode.
Probably
good fight.
probably the high point.
Very high
of
point.
Game of Thrones in general.
Although,
yeah,
until we saw this came up for us this week.
Yeah,
Winds of Winter. Woo!
Shall I tell you what bit really got me?
Go for it.
So the whole trial scene, fantastic. The music in that part was great. How it's so quiet and you just gently hear this music.
It's like they hired someone new. They were like, oh yeah, our music hasn't
very
been
different. Yeah.
Hasn't been that great. Can we get someone new in just to spice it up?
I think the music has been
really
great,
well.
but it was because it was so different. You really noticed it.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with
the opening of just the silence.
Yeah.
Of everyone just getting ready for this trial.
Yeah. And is it not Kevin? Who was the Lannister who was crawling along and he saw the candles burning down?
Oh right, yeah.
Lancel.
Lancel.
That whole thing was great. Watching the thing blow up. Great.
Yeah.
The bit that got me the most. By the way, all the Tyrells dead now. Like that's significant.
Except for Olenna,
yeah. The bit when you see Tommen looking out and he takes off his crown and walks off, and then she comes back and jumps out the window. I was shocked.
Yeah.
That
great.
more than the thing blowing up, more than any of those guys, that happening. I was like,
it's great though.
Oh my god!
We've done a whole video discussing what would happen.
Yeah.
If Tommen died.
We did do that.
Did anyone say Cersei?
I said Cersei.
Oh right.
And then you were like, no, everyone hates Cersei.
Yeah.
Which is true.
But
she's
it makes
organised
sense
it in such a way
that she is the only one left. But I think she wanted it so that Tommen would be the only one left, and then she would, continuing on with the Cersei storyline. That not only she killed all of her competition in one fell swoop, she says how much she enjoys it.
Yeah,
that's why she does these things. It's not some form of like, oh, I'm just doing this because it's the right thing to do. It's like, no, I enjoy this. I enjoy blowing up all of these people. And when she got made the new queen, which the guy in the Maester, he's the new hand of the queen, which we saw she's known as Queen Lannister. Yeah. Which kind of warps all the way back to Tywin, Tywin's always wanted the Lannisters to be in power, and he kind of said, you know what, well, if we marry off one of mine, because his son could never do it because he was a Kingsguard. Yeah. But the daughter that he, in his eyes, only saw as her being as someone to marry someone, has actually done it. She is, exactly like her father.
Yeah. And I think we take for granted as well how good Lena Headey is.
Oh, she's
like,
great. Just some of the when you get told with no dialogue, can you express multiple things? One, I'm so glad that I'm queen. Two, my son's dead. Three, I've killed all my enemies. Four, you know what I mean? Like, the list is endless, but can you do that in one facial expression, please?
Yeah. Also, I've finally got everything I want, but I've also lost everything I love. Yeah. But there's also this was something my mum said to me. Because I watched Game of Thrones with my mum. She did a great job over the whole season of her relationship with Tommen, going from I love him so much, he's my son, to being the prophecy about my kids is right. It's inevitable he's going to die.
Oh,
ultimately,
do you think kind of towards the end she's like,
yeah, and it got to a point where she was like, well, it's going to happen, so why be bothered by it, sort of thing. Because when he did die, she was kind of, she was upset, obviously, but she was like, well, it was inevitable. Yeah. I'm the queen now.
And if we continue with that prophecy as well, the prophecy says you'll be queen for a time, and we always thought that was because she was the queen with the king.
Yeah.
But perhaps it's that a more beautiful one will take your place. We always thought that was Marjorie Tyrell taking the place. Oh no. Oh no!
Hell no! Yeah,
it's Daenerys, people. It's Daenerys. She's on her way. We've been waiting. For some people, we've been waiting 20 years for this.
True.
20. Yeah. Like we're like, oh yeah, 6 seasons, 20 years.
Yeah.
Of of seeing finally Dany coming to Westeros, if she has to take a break for some reason in the next season,
I think they're going to get to Dragonstone, which is a
You think
little
they're going to
island
Dragonstone?
between the two,
yeah,
and they'll stop there for a few episodes.
where she gets ready, yeah.
Yeah.
I got the impression that they're going to Dawn, and if you look at the map, bring it up here,
Right.
you've got Dawn here,
Yeah.
and then you've got
Dawn in the south.
Dawn in the south, and then you've got the Tyrells, which is kind of where Cornwall is, I suppose. There
In the west.
in the west southwest,
Yeah.
so that whole side is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
The Baratheon Stormlands
Mm-hmm.
should just hand it up to Daenerys because she is a Targaryen and that's the closest to a Baratheon, not a Lannister. Which
I'm not sure that'll matter so much anyway.
but it won't matter anyway
Yeah.
because she just kill anyone who's there.
But
So,
then you've also got King in the north.
yeah,
So you've got, and then you've got dragons from above. So, barring anything coming out of the ground, literally every direction is
Cersei is,
is closing in on it.
However, again, we spent a whole season us underestimating Cersei and her abilities.
What she got planned.
Yeah.
She's got something.
She's now, yeah. There's a theory out there. You know I love my theories. I love
your theories.
There's a theory about Varys.
Yeah.
That similar to Littlefinger setting up the whole Game of Thrones malarkey.
Yeah.
That Varys has set up these specific conditions. That Varys, in fact, he was the one who was behind the Sons of Harpies.
Right.
Because we never found out who was actually behind them. It was always someone is behind
the
them.
Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That in fact Varys was. He calls them to attack and to stall Daenerys because Daenerys wanted to go back to Westeros.
Right.
And he knew she can't win it just by herself. She needs the help of the other noble houses.
Right.
So perhaps Varys caused those ships to be burnt down so she couldn't leave anyway. Caused the uprising so she had to leave anyway.
Mm.
Then he went over there and he perhaps helped, the little birds that he had with the children were always working for him. They never just swapped sides to the other
Qyburn,
to Qyburn. That they revealed the information of there being a wildfire to Qyburn, so that Cersei would then use it to kill all the Tyrells, and then he can talk to Olenna and talk to Dawn, who both hate the Lannisters now, and say, "Yeah, I've got a queen, a Targaryen, who can really change the boat, who can take back everything."
Yeah.
And then come back and... Did you think he teleported? I know some people are a bit annoyed with that.
I don't know why people are so bothered about this. It's like, would you rather spend 2 episodes with Varys on a boat, or would you rather just see
what he did?
Yeah.
He got there, he said, fire and blood, and then he was on the boat.
Probably a few other things off camera as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't teleport.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was just timeline of it.
Yeah.
They just show it all out of order. But, with Daenerys' storyline, that was it, really. They painted the cells. She said to her boyfriend, "You've got to stay here."
I'm fine with that. It leaves her free to get with Sajora.
Mormont, please! Please make it happen.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, the parallels between... So you had Dario and Jorah Mormont. They set off and they're like, "We're going to find Dany. It's an adventure." And then Dario's constantly like, "I'm banging her, right?" And he's like, "Well,
like we just spoke about this." Like, yeah.
Can you stop bringing it up every time? It's like, well, that's what she said and stuff like that. That was bad.
That is not what happened. But yes.
So when Jorah reveals, we haven't spoken about this, when he reveals that he's got the grayscale, whatever it is, and she is truly heartbroken.
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm leaving. I've got to go. Can't be around you." She's in tears. She's actually emotionally changed by his absence. Yeah, and she orders him, "You have to come back." Then we come back so much time later with Dario, who is madly in love with her as well, like everyone is, and he doesn't understand why he has to stay. He's like, "I want to come with you. The second sons, we can do it. I want to be by your side doing it." And she's like, "Well, I've got to marry." And she says to Tyrion, "I'm more upset with myself, the fact that I wasn't affected. I kind of wanted to get on with it."
Yeah.
And I think it is. I don't think because you could see that in one way that her emotions are going as this whole kind of idea being that she is actually the main villain of this whole story.
Yeah.
That I don't think she's lost her heart. I think she just never had a heart fully for Dario. That he was just a young, attractive guy.
Yeah.
And that her
I
heart
think she
is
loved
for more.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah,
Ultimately.
yeah. I think she did love Khal Drogo. He was a kind of managed to be the strong figure like Dario, but also looked after her like Mormont does.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of the two of them together. But I think she's not necessarily bad or good. Yeah. And then very, very touching scene with her and Tyrion. Absolutely loved that. Where I think the first time in the whole show, he's been respected for his capabilities. That someone
by
actually
someone with power.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Varys and stuff has always respected.
Varys has said, "Yeah, you're very smart, but you're a drunk."
Yeah.
But this was the first time someone looked at him, and this is the way that they positioned it all. That he was literally sort of looking eye to eye because he was on a little.
Yeah.
They were able to look eye to eye, and for her to say, "I need your counsel. I need you," and no one has ever said that to him.
Yeah.
And genuinely meant it. There was also I was reading very smart people online. Surprisingly,
makes a change.
Someone's saying the reason why he gave that advice for her to leave Dario behind, why Tyrion gave that advice, was because of Shay. He was in love with Shay, and that was the only thing. That was his main weakness, and he didn't realise. So he's actually learned a lesson from that, and is passing on his counsel.
Oh, that's
single
sweet.
tear.
Yeah.
What else? Nothing else happened in this episode. Right?
Yeah, and that remember ages ago, he was named Master of Coin, and he was like, "Why aren't I Hand of the King?" Basically.
Yeah.
And now she's given him that to be like.
Yeah.
And it's who it should have been the whole time.
Yeah. Nothing else happened in this episode, did it? Sam and Gilly, they got to.
That was a great bit.
Yeah, they got to.
Him that was just like this is
Citadel.
what you have to look forward to.
A couple of things. One, the thing at the top of the Citadel that was shining when he goes inside.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what is at the beginning of every episode. With the the spinning thing.
I was thought it was just the sun.
That is what is at the Citadel. Which then implies, why is that there? This is actually part of something. Like, is that a map of something that he'll physically have? And it also lies into, there's a big theory.
Okay.
You know I love my theories.
You do,
that potentially Samwell Tarly is George R.R. Martin. That is the character he believes he is in this story. And that this whole Game of Thrones has been written by Sam Tarly later on when he's old.
Right.
Yeah. And that this is now being replayed. And why the Starks always look so good was because he was always friends with Jon Snow. So he's just retelling the story.
And that's why he's like, I killed a White Walker.
Yeah.
I fell in love with a woman and was really nice to everyone.
Yeah. That's why I'm such a hero, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to it. Well, I mean, he's got to read those books quick. He needs to be burning through an hour sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, we've forgotten anything?
We probably have, but nothing's
King of the North?
Oh, yeah. That happened. My favourite little Lyanna Mormont was like, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
I didn't forget nothing.
I thought she was going to grab someone and nut him.
Yeah.
Just be like, we didn't forget.
Oh,
we
the
did
whole
our
bloody
duty.
Tower of Joy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
the biggest storyline.
R plus L equals J, more or less confirmed.
Yeah, now, I've listened to that clip too many times, really.
Right.
To try and piece together what she says. She says, they can't find out, they'll kill him. Robert can't find out, King Robert at the time, that he would kill him, and he's proven that. He wanted to kill Daenerys when she was a child, and any Targaryen.
Yeah.
And Eddard Stark knew this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when she says his name is, I believe, she says Aegon. His name is Aegon. You have to look after him, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Now, there's a couple of things in that sequence that there's this great prophecy. I think we've spoken about before.
Azor Ahai.
Azor Ahai prophecy. If you listen to this, you probably know it already. The idea being that a prince that is promised, and what does she say
Prince
to Ned?
or princess.
Yeah. What does she say to Eddard? Her last words to him before she dies is, "Promise me." Promise me, Ed. Promise me. So that is the prince that was promised.
Right.
And then another part of it was that he was born under a bleeding star.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a second, they were indoors. There's no stars about. What are you on about? Hang on. What about the sword he had? The sword, which is from Sir Arthur Dane, which has been made from a fallen star.
Oh!
And it's been made from a fallen...
It's got all blood on it from where he's been killing people.
And he's got blood from it where he's been killing people. And there's blood all everywhere.
Right.
And there's probably some salt in the eyes from people crying. And
Almost
some smoke somewhere.
certainly.
Stone dragons, I don't know. But,
Right.
yeah.
Not important.
Yeah. So a lot of people are obviously very happy, with me included.
Overall thoughts on the season? My favourite so far. I know I say this every year,
yeah, we say it
apart from
every
last year.
Yeah, last year we were kind of unanimous with like, come on, man.
Get on with it, yeah.
But I think last year, I might be wrong, but I think I said this would be the best season because it's been so depressing in season 5.
Yeah.
It can only go up.
Yeah.
And we got some of the biggest. We got R plus L equals J.
Yeah.
Who is R? Rhaegar.
Yeah.
Daenerys' older brother. For anyone who's like, why do people keep saying
older
this?
brother?
Yeah, it's her.
Or was it her dad?
No, it's her older brother.
I think it's her dad.
No, it's her brother. Rhaegar.
So you're trying to say Jon Snow is Daenerys' nephew?
Yeah. I'm not. So the Mad King, he had Rhaegar. What's his name?
Viserion?
Yeah.
Who
Whatever his
are we
name.
talking about?
The brother, Daenerys' brother, who was alive in season 1.
Yeah.
She named a dragon after him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is so embarrassing. But her brother,
yeah.
and then Daenerys. He had
Viserys.
Viserys.
Or
Yeah.
it's similar to that.
So he had Rhaegar, Viserys, and Daenerys, and those were his 3 kids. And then Daenerys died. Her mother died whilst they were transported to Dragonstone, and then Rhaegar, who was much older, he slept with Lyanna, gave birth to Jon Snow, called him Aegon, I believe.
Okay.
And then here we are with him being called Jon. Aegon, Jon.
It's basically the same word, mate.
Yeah. Some people think he was going to be called Jaehaerys.
Jon Aerys.
Yeah, just because it begins with a J. But I think he's called him Jon Snow because it's like our world version of John Smith, just like a real generic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up, shall we?
Yes.
What a season.
Yeah.
Well done.
Cannot wait.
We are all excited.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing more videos. We're going to be doing our favourite. We're going to be speculating.
Oh, I love speculation. Mate.
Oh, too much
We're
speculation.
going to be doing hella videos.
Yeah. What happened to Sir Pounce? Stuff like that.
Oh, the questions everyone. Where is Gendry?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
All right.
Thanks for listening. If we miss anything, we'll discuss it in the comments. We'll be commenting all day long.
If we miss anything big enough, it'll probably get its own video. But we didn't.
We didn't. So thanks for listening, guys. I've been James Forbes.
I've been Todd James.
Bye.
I just cut away and her being like, "You look like a boy," and then just the rest of the episode.
Danny, what do you want me to do? Could you take the north? It's like, yeah, done.
Next. Jon Snow.
Yeah, put your money on Danny.
Yeah.